quite a meaningful share of people that got a gift started investing just because of that gift. Basically, it was the first trade they had. They came in, they got the gift, and then after that, they started investing for a longer term. And that's exactly then when we know that feature basically fulfilled the purpose, because that's what it was for. Hey, I'm Julian, and I lead everything growth related at Trade Republic.
I'm Dilara, and I'm the social media manager at Trade Republic.
So last December, we launched a new feature, which is our stock gifting feature, which means you can now gift stocks and ETFs to your family and friends and beloved ones, which is very unique in Europe, actually. So maybe, Julian, like some words, like how did we come up with this idea and what's the vision behind this feature?
Whenever we think about new products, we ask ourselves the question, okay, what's holding people back from investing? And so taking that over to you, what do you think is holding most people back from investing?
In my experience, it's like the fear of starting. When I started investing, it was like you don't know where to start, right? Like which stock or ETF, like what is the MSCI World? Like, do I take a single stock and with which amount do I have to start? So you're like looking on like this blank page, and you have to write something on it, you know, you have to make your first trade. So for me, it was like definitely just this fear of like putting my money into a certain asset, and I didn't feel ready for it. And that's at least also the case. And like with my friends and family, they just don't know where to start and how to start. What is the amount and what is the asset?
Yeah, and that's right. I think there's three reasons, and you had one of probably the biggest one, and that's like, people think they have a lack of knowledge to start, like how to start. The second one is very often fear of losing it all, because you know of the financial crisis, you know of people that lost a lot of money, and there's this conception that you can lose everything, which very rarely happens. And the third thing is also often costs, actually. A lot of people still think that it costs a lot of money to start. And those are the three things that we usually try to tackle with our new product innovations. And gifting was exactly one of those features, because with gifting, you take away the knowledge gap, because you say like, hey, if someone else already maybe invests, because only then you can make a gift, who's basically taking the knowledge off your shoulders. You take the fear of losing off the shoulders as well, because it's a gift, right? You wouldn't have it without that. And also the cost part, you don't have anything, because again, it's a gift. So we thought, hey, that can be a banger again, and that's very similar to maybe, for example, savings plans for a long time, where we said like, hey, they're free of charge, so we reduce the cost barrier, or the 1% save back on your card spending, where we basically say, hey, even if you don't come to Trade Republic to invest, you still become an investor because of the 1% save back. So it was a similar idea here, and that's how we came up with it, because we said it's removing all those barriers that people have.
Yeah, but like the three issues you just like flagged, I totally see your point, because someone is choosing the amount for you, because like I also have this idea that you have to be like a millionaire to start investing, right? You have to be like so knowledgeable about the stock market and Wall Street. That was the misconception I always had about the trading. But then you have like this feature where someone is like choosing the amount for you, choosing the asset for you, and says, I'm knowledgeable enough to like, I don't know, like gift you 50 euros in whatsoever, MSCI World, Apple, Nvidia, you name it. And so like someone is like taking down all the barriers, like all three fears you have, like total loss, not being maybe educated enough, and thinking, oh, I'm not wealthy enough to start. And there is someone saying like, you know what, actually, this is the amount and this is the stock you should start with. So it would have helped me back then.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. But I think the great thing is all those three things, they're actually misconceptions, right? You don't need that much knowledge to start investing. Very rarely, if you don't do crazy derivative trades with knockouts, you can lose all your money, especially if it's spread. It's almost impossible to lose all your money, and it doesn't cost a lot. And I think that's the beauty. So because once you gift a person that gift and they have it in their portfolio, they learn that those things are misconceptions, because they see that, well, there's some fluctuation, of course, in the capital market, but it's not like it's going up and down 50% every day. And they also start just trying the app and having a way around in the app. They see like, okay, I don't need a PhD in finance to find my way around in the app. It's actually relatively clear. And that's why I was super happy to see that we can measure that quite a meaningful share of people that got a gift started investing just because of that gift. Basically, it was the first trade they had. They came in, they got the gift, and then after that, they started investing for a longer term. And that's exactly then when we know that that feature basically fulfilled the purpose, because that's what it was for.
I mean, I obviously know how to gift a stock because I did it a couple of times, but like, if you had to describe someone, like I have the Trade Republic app right now open. How do I do it? What are the steps?
Sure. So I think the first and most important thing for you to know is you don't need the person that you want to gift a gift to be a Trade Republic user. You can gift anyone that you can think of, as long as you have their email. So how does it work in the app? You basically go in the app, you go on the profile, and then you have the refer a friend banner there, and next to it you have the gifting banner.
Okay.
And if you click on the gifting banner, that's when you can choose between all the stocks and ETFs that we have. Not only the asset that you want to gift, but also, of course, the amount that you want to gift. And if you want to gift it immediately or at a certain date. And that was, of course, great for Christmas, for example, for scheduling, or for people for Valentine's Day, that they can schedule it. So it's going to be basically sent out in the morning of that day. So there's no risk of forgetting it.
Okay.
Then the next thing that you can do is if you want to send it out, it's going to be sent automatically, but you can also print a voucher for yourself if you want to hand it over because you want to have a physical gift.
Personal, yeah.
A bit more personal, exactly. And then the last thing that you can do is you can add a personal note. So how's the experience going to look like for the other person, either if they get the voucher or the email and they click on it. The Trade Republic app opens and the voucher appears, and if they click on it, basically it turns around, you see the personal note and you see what you have been gifted.
Okay.
And if you gift it to someone that's not yet a Trade Republic user, they just get the email or the voucher, they can scan it with their phone, and then they need to download the Trade Republic app, and it's automatically linked then basically to the app that they have downloaded, so they can claim it. You know what's crazy? So when we looked into it, we of course went deeper into the environment of vouchers, and what we realized is that there's companies like Starbucks who do profits every year because vouchers expire. And so we thought, hey, that's not a great user experience. So how it works at Trade Republic is if you give someone a voucher and that person doesn't use the voucher within 1 year, you get your money back.
Okay.
So we tried also here to be friendly because gifting should be a nice gesture, and we want people to start with investing. So we thought there should not be a risk that you gift something and people then don't use it. Which is very often the case with vouchers. So that's something that we build in as well. And you can also cancel it. So if you send it to someone and the other person say like, hey, I really don't like it, you don't need to wait a year. You can just cancel it and you get your money back, basically.
Okay, so let's say I've been gifted something and I forgot to claim it.
Yeah.
Could be any reason, right? In 1 year it will expire and the person will just get the money back. And my stock is expired.
And if I gift you and you don't claim it and you tell me, hey, that's something I don't want to start with, I can also cancel it myself. I don't need to wait a year. I go into my app, I see in the activity folder that I basically gifted you something, and just click on cancel and immediately get the money back. Not even the fee is being paid, the 1 year fee that you have for gifting, similar to a stock.
Yeah.
It's just basically be done when basically the stock is, the trade is being executed.
Okay.
So it's very much like you're just gifting a trade to someone else, and it's happening for them then.
Okay, so when it gets cancelled, you also get like the trading feedback because it has never been executed.
Yes, correct.
In the first place. Okay, so, and I can reject myself as well, right? Like I got something which I might not like because I don't like the company behind it or whatsoever. I reject and it goes back to you.
That's correct, yes.
Okay, and when is the trade executed? Let's say I made a present on a Sunday.
It's being executed when the other person is opening the voucher, basically, in the Trade Republic app. If I'm gifting you and you scan the voucher on a Sunday, you open it up and it turns, then it's basically executed the next morning, the next trading day.
Okay.
Because stock markets are closed over the weekend, so that means they cannot be executed. So they're always being executed in trading hours on the following day then.
Okay, so which was also obviously the case for Christmas when the stock market is closed.
Yes.
You make a gift then on the 27th.
27th, I think this time was the first trading day, yeah.
Okay. Let's say I received a stock gift and I accepted it. Do I have to pay like any fees or taxes from my side?
If you receive a gift, there's no fees for you. If I'm making a gift, there's a 1 year fee. That's basically the trading fee. But it's part of the gift for the receiving person. When it comes to taxes, they're neglectable. Why is that? So at least in Germany, they're neglectable because you can gift up to 20,000 euros to basically a friend. every 10 years. So far, no one has come anywhere near that limit in terms of gifting. If it's your partner, if it's your family, get a tax-free gifting is even higher. Gifting at Trade Republic is limited for that reason to 1,000 euros. I think per month per person or something like that. So you don't come close to that limit. So that's not the right feature to say like, hey, I don't know, my parents are retiring and they're gifting me 200,000 euros. That's not what this feature is for. This feature is for having people start. So that's why we build it in a way that taxes are uncollectible. So you receive the gift then, let's say 100 euro in LVMH. There's also no capital gains tax that you need to pay on that for the 100 euro. But of course, if the 100 euro became 200 euro over a year and then you sell it, then the profit needs to be taxed. Same as every other profit that you make in stocks or with cash interest. So basically normal taxation on the profits you're making, but the money that you get is basically a gift in that sense.
That makes total sense. I think that's...
It's the same as if I wire you money, right? 100 euro, if I wire money to you for that, you also don't need to pay tax for that. It's only basically for an increase here.
Okay. Why would someone gift stocks or ETFs instead of cash?
So that's a good question. So I think if you want something 100% liquid straight away, cash is probably the preferred way. Yeah. But I think the benefit that you have when you gift stocks and ETFs instead of cash, as we do a lot when we go out for lunch or for dinner with friends, is that it's a bit more personalized in a way. Cash is a commodity and can be exchanged. 10 euro bill is always a 10 euro bill, but when I gift you a stock, it can be a personalized stock. So there's a personal component to that. And then of course there's the value component to that, that if you gift a stock or an ETF and you have a bit of patience, it can be worth significantly more. That's something that doesn't happen with cash. And I think that's probably the reason that's even more important for most people. So when we go out and we split dinner bills and I give them 50 euros instead of 50 euros in cash, it feels good because hopefully in a year from now, that's, I don't know, 55 years, 52 years, 53 years. It's just an increase. And it feels like I did a little contribution to the savings journey, while cash often doesn't end up on the savings plan or on the savings account. So I think that's for me why I do it. But of course, everyone needs to decide for themselves.
Okay, so you would say it's like this objective of long-term growth, that it might become more while cash is losing value due to inflation?
Exactly. Basically on top the personalized note, right? Yep. Cash being interchangeable and there's a personal component to the stock I pick. And hey, and there's even the passive income component, if you want to say so. You give 50 euros in a dividend paying company and they suddenly receive more and more money via the dividend.
That's a small point.
Exactly.
That's a very good point.
Good point. At small values, it's probably not moving the needle so much in the beginning, but those things accumulate, right? Yeah. So the next 20 times, if you lend money, if you always get it back in stocks, that's something that accumulates over time.
I think passive income is such a good point. Like my stock gifts were so far very personal, but I think the next ones I will choose high dividend stocks because it's a very good burst notification that can really make a difference.
For sure.
Do you know the top gifts?
Number one is MSCI World. Yeah. Well, not super surprising. It's also the most rated ETF and savings plan. And when it comes to the number 2 and number 3, it's also the most rated stocks. So it's Apple and Nvidia. Yeah. I don't remember which one was second, which one was third, but those two were in the top 3 as well. So it follows very much the savings plans and stocks and ETF top traded products. Yeah.
I have a question to the audience, actually. So far, you can gift stocks and ETFs, as we said, but we have more. We have bonds, we have derivatives, and we even have crypto, right? So would you be interested in gifting one of these products? If yes, let us know in the comments, and soon you might be able to gift a Bitcoin to your best friend.